Hello, and thank you for watching my presentation video on RFID in inventory management. This work is a part of MIS 653 Supply Chain Information System course. In this presentation, I will be giving a basic overview of RFID in inventory management, and I'll be talking about some of the benefits and challenges of using this technology. My name is Giscard, and I'm going to be your presenter. The acronym RFID means radio frequency identifier. It is an electronic device that has a small chip and an antenna, and this device basically serves the same purpose of a barcode. It provides a unique identifier of an object that it is associated with, and it does not store a lot of information on the chip. It may store up to 2,000 bytes of data, and that's just about the basic data it needs to perform its function. It's not like a storage device. So a very brief history of RFID goes back to 1945 when Leon Theremin, a Russian and Soviet inventor, discovered or developed a device for the Soviet Union, and this device was used to transmit incident radio wave with added audio information. Another RFID type system was referred to as IFF, Identification Friend Info. This device also used a transponder system, and it was basically used by the German allies during the World War II to identify aircrafts. The first actual RFID device was discovered by Mario Cardullo, and this RFID system was tested or demonstrated by the New York Port Authority in 1971, but it was actually recognized in 1973. So how does RFID work? It is a way that a computer or a device communicates with objects. RFID tag is made out of a microchip that stores the required information, and it also has an antenna that broadcasts the information via radio wave. Most RFID tags does not run on its own batteries. It draws power from the device that is reading the tag. So the reading device sends out a low energy field which the tag captures and convert to the RFID transmission, which will be received by the reader. A typical example of this is a handheld reader in which as soon as the trigger is pulled, the reader sends out the energy signal, and any tag within that range or any tag within that um, distance that's covered by the device will be identified, and it will display on the device or the computer screen. So these are some common examples of RFID systems. Although this presentation is more about just inventory management, but I just decided to show some different types of RFID system. So the one for electronic security, payment systems, and this is one of the most common ones here, the hat tags for clothing and other items. So these are all different ways we see our RFID system being used around us daily. These are the key benefits of RFID. One is preventing errors because RFID is automatic and seamless. It requires less monitoring and is more efficient. The system is also very accurate as compared to a manual inventory process. It increases productivity because it's automatic. It gives employee free time to work on other stuff while the system is working by itself. And it provides real-time data. Unlike other inventory systems, RFID provide timely update and all of the information that is generated from the system is current and is up to date. And it provides better decision making for organizations because of the real-time data and the analytics. These are important information that a company needs to make decision. Another very important one is it does not require line of sight, meaning you don't have to see the item that has the tag on it. Once it's within a range, the data is going to be generated on the computer or device. So this is just to elaborate on one of the key points of RFID benefits. So a person working receiving gets a box with 10 items in it, and they need to verify that it's actually 10 items in the box. They don't need to open the box and count the item or open the box and scan the barcode on every item. The reading device automatically scan the barcode, not the barcode, but automatically scans the RFID tag on each of the item in there and display the count on the device. So you don't have to manually count anything. So the use of RFID system in inventory management comes with some challenges or problems. And these problems are divided into two categories. We're going to talk about the technical challenges first. And the first technical challenge to look at is the issues with the RFID standards. So unlike most other technology or technical devices, there are standards in place that have been reviewed over and over and verified. So manufacturers have to follow a fixed standard in producing these devices. As for RFID, these standards are still being worked on, even though they're a standard, but it's still not great yet. It's still being worked on and being reviewed. So eventually, we'll get there. But for now, that's what it is. Like that's a challenge. And then also the RFID reader collision. Um, this happens when the signal from two or more device or readers overlap and the tag response to query can be interrupted. And then the next challenge is the system can be easily disrupted. They're relatively easy to jam due to the electromagnetic spectrum, similar to how Wi-Fi or cell phone signal would drop or get interrupted. So let's look at other issues that comes up with RFID systems. and they can be linked to security or privacy or ethical problems. First one is the content of RFID tag can be read after the item leaves the supply chain. So if the tag was not removed, wherever it is, if it comes in contact with the reading device, it's going to be read. That seems more of a security issue, I would think. Um, RFID tags are difficult to remove. That's pretty obvious. They want it to be kind of attached to the item, so it's like really tough on there. And sometimes it requires specialized devices to get it off. RFID tag can be read without your knowledge. That's pretty obvious, and that's related to a privacy issue. Once you get within a range of the reading device, it's going to be read. You don't have control over that part. RFID tag can be read from a greater distance within a high gain, or if you're using a high gain antenna. So that means even though normally there is a range in which a tag can be read, if you're using a high gain antenna on the device, it could definitely go beyond that range. So you might not expect it to be reading that tag because you think it's farther from the reading device, but because um, the tag has a high gain antenna, it can be read. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the SCAR model and how it's supported by RFID technology. SCAR means Supply Chain Operations Reference. It is a managing tool used to address, improve, and communicate supply chain management decisions within a company and with suppliers and customers of the company. So the use of RFID in inventory management supports some activities within the level 3 of the SCAR model. And if you look into the SCAR reference guide, you see this under D 1.2, receive, enter, and validate order. So RFID technology definitely helps in performing these activities. So that's all I have for you today. This brings me to the end of my presentation on RFID in inventory management. The first two references at the top are my external references, and the ones at the bottom here are the references assigned for this presentation. On the next page here, this page right here is, or this slide right here is a continuation of the references assigned for this presentation. And finally, these are my questions for discussion. The first one is, can we say that RFID will eventually replace barcode system in inventory management? If you agree, we want to know why. If you don't agree, we want to know why not. And then the second one is, based on our knowledge of RFID system and how it works, what are other areas or business functions that we recommend the implementation or the use of RFID, and why are we recommending or why not? Thank you very much. Now I appreciate your feedbacks and responses to my questions. Thank you.